she said. What you say? Oh, that you only meant well.
Broadcasting live from the Complete College Prospect Studio in Sin City. Heard around the world, discussing everything that is high school sports, is the Who's Up Next podcast.
All right, welcome to the show. It's your boy, a.k.a. the big fella, JR. We got a lot going on today on the show, a lot of stuff to cover. We got 5 athletes, I believe. We got Hit World, a lot of NCAA information. We're just going to get it all out there. You know, there's a lot going on, a lot of things that are going to be affecting these athletes as far as their eligibility, NIL money, high school eligibility. And we got some youth information to talk about today. Just some things that we definitely should be touching bases on. Just based on things that I've been told this week. You know, I love the people that watch this show or that participate with Complete College Prospect or Prime Magazine, things like that, because I tend to get a lot of information from them that I can put on this show. And hopefully, you know, those things will relate to something that maybe you're going through at whatever level you at, youth, high school, college, things like that. But yeah, some of the stories that I get or hear, I definitely want to share them. Unless the person that tells me says that I shouldn't, then I won't. We definitely try to change names, things like that. What up? I definitely try to change names and not give out any personal information when it comes to things like that. But the stories are important because they allow me to share them for those people that, again, may relate to them or maybe going through that same type of thing. So, you know, we're going to start the same show off the same way that we always start the show off. We're going to start with the truth because that's what you get on this show, the unfiltered, unvarnished truth about everything that you need to know when it comes to your recruiting, your exposure, when it comes to your film, when it comes to the way you do your sport, the way you are as a person, the way that these college recruiters look at these athletes, the way that these high school coaches look at youth sports, and everything else in between. You know what I'm saying? So the truth is what it is. Let's go.
Snotty little bastard. I'll answer the question. You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth! You can't handle the truth! Son, we live in a world that has walls, and those walls have to be guarded. Who's gonna do it? You? I have a greater responsibility than you can possibly fathom.
As I said before on this show, that's how I feel. Look, as an athlete, there are gatekeepers that you're going to have to come across, right? And it's the same in business and everything else. If you are an athlete, the first gatekeeper is definitely going to be, let's say, youth coaches, I guess. They're the gatekeepers, I guess, about whether you're on a team or not. It might be saying too much to give them the title of gatekeeper because let's go. Good morning. Absolutely. It may be saying too much to give them the title of gatekeeper. I'm not saying anything about youth coaches. In some youth programs, you actually have ex-college players or ex-pros. So then that's one thing. But on a lot of youth programs, you tend to have moms and dads, people that always wanted to be an athlete, never were an athlete, volunteers. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? Someone has to do it. It's a thankless job. So we're not going to give them gatekeepers. So let's move it to high school, right? So high school, the gatekeepers for sure are your coaches, because depending on if they're good coaches, bad coaches, show favoritism, no favoritism, believe in playing the best player for the job or not, like whatever the circumstances, right? They're gatekeepers because they can hurt you. They can hurt you by not giving you time. They can hurt you by not giving you an opportunity. or just being a terrible coach and not making the right calls and seeing what potential is there. So they're gatekeepers. They're a bottom tier gatekeeper. The next thing is going to be recruiters, right? Recruiters are a gatekeeper about whether or not you're going to get to college. There's not enough of them. And so that in itself is a door that isn't always open. Matter of fact, let's just jump into it because it goes right into one of the, we always throw up the post. I want to make sure people see things. So this was put up by Max Preps the other day, and I agree, disagree. It says if you want to be a D1, you have to be D1 in the classroom, D1 in the weight room, D1 on the practice field. I agree, disagree, right? I agree that, yes, you have to be all of those things to attempt to get the door open. I do agree with that. I believe that wholeheartedly. But being all of those things still doesn't mean the door is going to open. What I will say is if you can do all of those things, some door will open. It may not be D1, but it may be another door that'll help you get to D1. And sometimes you got to understand that that's okay. Let's see what's up. What's up? Sometimes you have to understand that that's enough. It's okay. The key is to get that door open. So the gatekeepers for college are definitely the recruiters. On some level, it's your coaches as well. It's definitely people in your community. It's definitely the community of your sport and other coaches that talk about you. On some level, it's your teachers. Some coaches and recruiters do slide through and talk to different people. So yeah, it's definitely one of those things where this thing can go in either way, right? And then once you get to college, obviously your coaches again are gatekeepers to when you're trying to get to where you're trying to go if you're trying to be a pro or whatever. So that happens, right? This show, I consider myself a gatekeeper to providing athletes with great exposure or giving them the opportunity to be seen by a lot of people, giving them the opportunity to put their talents out there, things like that. And I take it serious, right? That's why when a name comes across to me, I don't just take that name and run with it. And they come from different places like Northeast Oklahoma Sports, Valor 707, high school coaches. Hell, I've been sent people by Max Preps before. So it's like different things will give me a reason to look into an athlete. But just because you're extremely talented doesn't mean that I'm going to put you on the show. As a gatekeeper, as a former collegiate athlete, as a former professional athlete, I want to make sure that I'm putting out kids that have checked some of these boxes, right? Let's put it back up, right? Some of these boxes. I want that, right? I want the kid that is D1 in the classroom. I want to see the kid that's D1 in the weight room. I want to see the kid that's D1 on the practice field. Of course, I want to see that. But I also want to see the kid that when I go through, one of the things that I always like seeing is when I see someone and I go to an athlete and I see that they repost their teammates. That they don't just put their film up. The majority of their page is them reposting their teammates or big up in their older teammates that are on their way to college or do something amazing. Those things let me know how the athlete is as a person. And so I want to help that athlete be seen by the other coaches and point those things out because coaches are looking for someone that fits into their family, right? This is why I disagree with what Max Prep said. Coaches are looking for someone that fits. So you got to be all of those things and be willing to become a part of a bigger family, right? You got to be a good person. That has to be a thing. If you're not that thing, then I don't want to give you the opportunity over here because I don't want to push you out there for some coach to bring you in and you don't fit. But that also comes down to knowing who you are and what you want and what you're looking for when it comes to sports and what you want to do with moving on with your career, right? So again, I agree with Max Preps, but I disagree with Max Preps. The biggest thing I disagree with is if you do all those things, it will be D1. Remember, I've always said that the biggest part of being an athlete at each level, if you go from youth to high school, it's luck. Luck is 75% of it. You haven't taken an injury, your family had to move, whatever could mess it up, right? The biggest thing from high school to college, past the gatekeepers, right, is luck. The luck that you got a chance to play. There are some fantastic athletes. There are some stars that never even got a chance to play high school ball because they happen to come into, they were born at the wrong time for the place where they were. So there's a bazillion star athletes in their community. And so they just never get an opportunity to showcase their talent. Luck. Over this last week, I can tell you now, I've had probably 9 to 15 athletes that have reached out to me because they tore an ACL, MCL, messed up meniscus, rotator cuff. One kid discovered that they had a heart problem, which that career is over for good, right? They're just multiple things, right, over the last week. And so, again, it's luck. Luck also plays a big part of it. So do all of those D1 things, but remember you need luck as well. Do all of those D1 things and remember that if it's not D1, the only thing that matters is that it opens the door that allows you to keep competing to become D1. That's very important. I hear a lot of I know a kid that was a linebacker, became a quarterback because of necessity. Quarterback got hurt. He stepped up, turned out to be a fairly decent quarterback for not having a lot of experience. Was offered a D2 scholarship, which, I mean, for a guy that only played for a year and a half at the position, that was fantastic. Turned it down because he thought he was D1 material and didn't understand that those coaches now don't want him at the D2 level because he showed his personality. The coaches at the D1 level didn't want him because you didn't have enough experience yet. So if he had gone D2, he probably would be getting ready to transfer up in a year or so to a D1 because he had the drive, he had the ability, but he didn't have the understanding that D1 is the end destination. It doesn't have to be the beginning destination. Because the truth of the matter is there's some D1s that some of you guys will look at and say, that's not even a good D1. You might pass on that D1 because you're like, they're in my sport, they're not that. But why would you? See that they're still D1, they're just lower tier. So you've got to understand how this works. That's very important that you understand how this thing works, and that if you do all those max preps things, so I agree, if you do all of these things, D1s in your future, if you understand the assignment and open yourself up to whatever door opens to get you to D1. That's the truth. You know what I'm saying? Taking my own opinion, I don't look at my kid from a father-son perspective. I really only am capable of seeing talent now. I either see you got talent, what you're missing, what you need, what you have, whatever. It's just the way I see all sports. So physically, my son he's gifted. You know what I'm saying? He's a D1 talent. He's a D1 mindset for sure, all of those things. But I've always told him that you take whatever opening comes and then you make the most of that to get to the final destination, to get to the next final destination. That's it, right? That's how you got to operate. You just make sure that the doors stay open. And that's why if you get an offer from a D2, a D3, a JUCO, post that stuff. Nothing irritates me more than everybody want to post the D1s. Nobody want to post the JUCOs, the D2s, the D3s. I don't understand that. Someone is interested in you, which means you're getting a chance to continue. And if you show love, what if something goes wrong over here and they turn their back on you? Now these people still have the door open for you. So that's a little information, man. Stop with all the D1s. There's only enough people to go D1. They're never going to lose enough players where they're bringing in 20, 30 people every year. If you play soccer, baseball, softball, wrestling, rowing, tennis, anything like that, you definitely better stop it because, again, with the new roster caps, they barely have scholarships to offer. So open your stuff up and start supporting everything across the board. Don't turn down Ivy League because, if it's football, they're not that great. It's still D1. You can still move on from there or whatever. So same thing with tennis, wrestling, football, basketball, everything else. All right, man, let's move on. Before we got, like I said, we got some great videos. So I definitely want to make sure we get to that. I want to talk about some of the videos that we have coming up with some of those athletes. But before we get there, because when we get to the videos, I like to just run through them, right? I like to do each athlete and then not really come back to the talking segments. And so that's how we're going to run it. Boom, boom, boom. So let's get to the NCAA. You already know NCAA. All right, so there's been some movement with the NIL, the lawsuit and everything that's going on with the NCAA and the changes that the judge asked them to make. So the NCAA had to go back to the drawing board. The judge did not like the fact that they were trying to control people's money and what their value was and things like that. So the NCAA has gone back to the scenario to go look and see what they could come back with, right? So what they want to come back with is something where they are saying we just want the boosters and the pay for play out. They want to regulate the collectives. Again, I'm going to tell you guys what I always tell you. Don't worry about it. It's almost irrelevant. They could clarify the stance on boosters and collectives if they want to, but there's too much money in it. There's absolutely too much money in it for this thing to really go in any other direction. If you see over here, you've got like Michigan State just receives $10 million injection from a family. You've got Walk On Sports bar chain is going to match the 50-50, the 50,000 NIL gift that the linebacker over there was going to give to his walk-on teammates out of his NIL money. There's just so much, right? So it's too much money, too much going on. Realistically, the NCAA is going to lose. They're not going to be able to control how much money you guys can make and the things you could do. Again, just prepare yourselves. Make sure you got somebody, family lawyer, or someone that you can work with. You already know me, Complete College Prospect. That's what I'm going to send you to. That can help you through that whole process of dealing with your NIL money and dealing with the NIL contracts and dealing with just that whole headache of things that are coming that are very, very good for you, very, very good for your family. And the NCAA should be hands off. They're not a terrible organization, but they're not great. They have a history of doing underhanded things. Whether it was against, I was just watching something on the Miami Hurricanes from the late 90s, early 2000s, in a violation where a Ponzi schemer had put some money up and did some things, and the NCAA went after the players and paid the Ponzi scheme guy. You know what I'm saying? That they were already investigating with the federal government. So, like the NCAA is not the friend of the athlete. The NCAA ain't even a friend of the school. The NCAA is a standalone entity that just has this massive amount of control, and they don't want to lose that. And so you're going to see a lot of changes, but don't worry about those things. Again, get on top of it. 2025, you guys are getting paid for sure. Roster caps, all of that. So get ready for it. Do what you got to do. It's that simple. Let's lighten it up a little bit, man. So I told you guys last week I was going to shoot out. I got off the show early. I wanted to go check out a flick, right? Bam. So save your money. You know what I'm saying? Luckily, I went to this thing with, my wife, who we grew up with it. And then I went with this younger generation as well, with people that barely saw the first one. So the second one's kind of their thing. And it was terrible across the board. It was terrible, 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 terrible across the board. You know what I'm saying? I don't even talk about shows, movies and things like that. But I wanted to throw that out there since I left early last week. That is an absolutely terrible movie. Watch it at home. Do what you got to do. Don't pay your money to go see that thing. I lost the money for all of us. Okay, cool. That movie sucks. All right, man. So let's get into this first CCP commercial, and we're going to come back with Gabriella. I think you guys are going to like her, man. I really do. She's a great athlete. I really like the video. She was one of the rare athletes that didn't get back to me about putting in her footage for her intro, sadly. So she's going to miss out on that. Hold on. I heard it was horrible. Yeah, movie's terrible. Movie's absolutely terrible. That's just terrible. Don't do it. Don't do it to yourself. Save your money, go watch something else. Maybe like Transformer 1 or something. I don't know. Just don't pay for that. But let's get into this first commercial. We'll come back with Gabrielle.
I can't breathe. I can't breathe. 999. Waiting for the exhale. I toss my pain with my wishes in a wishing well. I can't breathe. I'm waiting for the exhale. Toss my pain with my wishes in a wishing well. Still no luck, but oh well. I still try even though I know I'm gon' fail. Stress on my shoulders like an anvil. Perky got me itching like an anthill. Drugs killing me softly, Lord Hill. Sometimes I don't know how to feel.
Hey, welcome back. Man, I wish I still drank coffee or not energy drinks. Energy drinks mess me up, but coffee or something. Like I always get amped up in the show, during the show, especially with the feedback from you guys. And, sometimes at the beginning, I always feel like, man, am I dragging a little bit? Am I not? Because I'm excited to be here. I absolutely love you guys. And I love these athletes and what we get to do here. So, that was just a thought that flew through my head real quick. But we're going to get into Gabrielle Roman. She's a volleyball player. She's super well balanced. Let's see. She's super well balanced from all three lanes, you know what I'm saying, front, middle, back. I think she could be a little bit stronger on her serve game. She does get aces. It's not necessarily that all the power is there, but she's really good from all three levels, right? When it comes to digs, a lot of people focus on the setter and the ace, but when it comes to digs, she's really good when it comes to saves, things like that. And then what I really liked about her is on her keels, she's versatile, right? She knows when she needs to put power on there. She knows when she needs to float it just to get it over the block, but let it drop right where it needs to. So great placement. And so it shows her volleyball IQ is high. And I just really liked everything I saw in the film. So I really wish she had sent in her video so that we could get to see a personable part of her, but she didn't. So here you go, Gabrielle Roman.
But you never saw my sacrifice, or all the nights I had to struggle to survive. Had to lose it all to win the fight. I had to fall so many times. Oh, now I'm the last one standing.
You want with me on the cold block nights, now you front row for the spotlight. Now the diamonds in the out of my bright, just overseas for a fight flight. Young nigga on bullshit and I ball on them Bill Cartwright. I can shine through the dark. I guess I always been a star type. That line in me made my heart fight. Could have been a victim of a hot pipe. Took a million risks just to get to this, cause we ain't the ones that the cops like. Been so many times God tested me, they only see the answers I got right. They commenting all on the blogs trying to tell me how to live my life. And I waited so patiently, if you could take off, don't wait for me. No days off, grind faithfully, I keep thanking God for saving me. Frontline showcasing our bravery. I know that top spot, it was made for me. It all paid off, so we felt the struggle so painfully.
Now you see me standing in the lights, but you never saw my sacrifice, or all the nights I had to struggle to survive. Had to lose it all to win the fight. I had to fall so many times. Oh, now I'm the last one standing.
Yeah, you
know the code, we gotta live by it. Never mind all the ice cubes on his wrist wearing the big body. Live by the gun, get body doing selling time.
Hey, again, that's Gabrielle Roman. I would love to, like I said, on her serves, I like to see a little more height. Every now and again, a little power. She still has great placement. You saw her at every level. Her block game is solid. I think because of that, she's definitely a 4 gorilla. You know what I'm saying? She's a 4 gorilla for sure. I think just on the volleyball IQ alone and her ability to move around and do what she has to do, I definitely think that she's a 4 gorilla. Great song choice. Hey, appreciate it. I like what she's doing over there. I definitely feel like she's a 4 gorilla. I'm not disappointed in the film at all. I definitely, like I said, I really, if you get nominated to be on the show, we have 4 out of 5 athletes got their bios in. I hope that more athletes continue to do it so that it's always all of them, because there's something to be said. You're going to see the personalities of the other 4 athletes. You don't just get what I create when putting the film together. What I do with your intros or things like that in order to really put that film in a better light and touch it up so that it's good to be presented. I like this new format of being able to let the athletes speak as well. I think that is good for you guys that watch, your families, things like that. That's the only thing I think was missing from that, is us getting a chance to hear from Gabrielle. But as far as the video is concerned, like I said, 4 gorillas, I'm solid. I feel good about that. And those little fixes, I think she'll be solid on fixing those and doing what she's doing. I hope that college is what she's looking to do moving forward, because I think the potential is definitely there. At the end of the day, for volleyball, there are some professional leagues out there, definitely the Olympics, things like that. If she wants to get to that level, going into the pairs and things like that, she'll have to get a little stronger in certain areas. But I still believe 4 gorilla, when it comes to a full team setup, she's going to be solid. All right. This next video was sent to me. Well, the athlete was sent by Valor 7on7. It's a kid out of Long Peak High School in Utah. His name is Cade. Cade is solid, man. He plays linebackers. You're going to get to see in his video that his read and go is amazing. His ability not to catch penalties while stunting, but still be in motion when the ball is snapped, so that he's immediately in the backfield doing the things he needs to do. I found it exceptional. His ability to float in when he's staying and playing zone coverage and be right where he needs to be to make the tackle, I thought was really well too, which meant that his pre-snap read was really, really good. But let's see what he do, man. Athlete spotlight. Let's go with K.
My name is Cade Hansen. I go to Lone Peak. I'm a linebacker, class of 2025, and I also run track.
Ooh, I think they mad. Pissed out just a tad. I'm living how I wanna live. Just tell them kiss my ass. Yeah, they look a little sad. Now I ain't tryna brag, but I'ma run it up like a drunk man's tab with a smirk up on my face. Sunshine in my pocket, got the boots without the lace. Snakeskin's what I'm rocking, got that Glock up on my waist. Oh, you better watch it, man. I'm bouncing like a rooster, yeah. I feel a little cocky. You might think that I'm a freak, cause I feel a little cocky. See me walking with a limp, cause I feel a little cocky. I might talk a lot of shit, put my hands up like I'm Rocky. I'm bouncing like a rooster, yeah. I feel a little cocky. First one in, last one out. Hustle real hard, but there's no doubt. When you talk about me, better watch your mouth. And I came up from the bottom, yeah, I'm talking about the sound for it. Don't test me, don't do it. Got one cocked and I shoot it. I'm flexing, I prove it. Got mud all of my jewelry. Smirk up on my face. Sunshine in my pocket, got the boots without the lace. Snakeskin's what I'm rocking, got that Glock up on my waist. Oh, you better watch it, man. I'm bouncing like a rooster, yeah. I feel a little cocky. You might think that I'm a freak, cause I feel a little cocky. See me walking with a limp, cause I feel a little cocky. I might talk a lot of shit, put my hands up like I'm Rocky. I'm bouncing like a rooster, yeah, I feel a little cocky. I'm like COCKY, hot damn this cracker fly.
Hey, before I give my judgment of the kid, let me say this, right? Lone Peak makes some dogs up there in Utah. I don't know what's going on in Utah, but between Corner Canyon, Lone Peak, there's a couple other schools up there. There's a lot of CCP athletes up in Utah, but Lone Peak is a monster, man. Lone Peak is the coaching staff is doing something well because the way that these kids play, we had Jaden on a while back. We're gonna have his brother Jay Sean on here shortly. Now with Cade. Thanks Valor 707 for sending me this kid. What I love about him is the violence, right? It's the violence. He understands the assignment when it comes to playing the linebacker position. Violence at all times, even when you're being smart, is still violence, and he does that. He doesn't – I was just speaking with a kid the other day at his practice, and I was explaining to him that if you're on the defensive side of the ball, you're not supposed to be trying to arm tackle. You got to tackle through a guy. You got to tackle like 2-3 feet behind the guy. That way, if you run through him, you shouldn't be able to hit him and he still stays standing. And that's what you see with Cade. Every time, it didn't matter, man. And then his ability, his speed is crazy. There's a couple of videos in there where you watch him literally come from, he reads it, comes from one side of the field all the way to the other side, makes the tackle. That means he passed all the other linebackers, the DBs, the safeties to be the guy making the tackle, even though he came all the way across the field. That in itself says that the kid is absolutely exceptional. Love the way he breaks down to make tackles. Absolutely. He is fundamentally sound, but then the aggression is something you can't teach. The aggression and smart, controlled aggression is something no one can teach an athlete, right? Football, sports, not just football. Sports are about playing angry, but not playing out of control. You got to have aggression. You got to have it doesn't matter. I don't care if it was ballet. You've got to dance with anger, but it's this controlled anger that allows you to do things that you normally couldn't do, right? Cade is phenomenal, man. Like that kid he is an absolute dog. And every time I watched the film, I was like, for gorilla. Then I put him on the show and I'm sitting there and I'm watching. And let me say this, 5 gorilla. It's not even a question. Cade's on fire, 5 gorillas. I feel extremely comfortable with giving him that. I think he's uncommitted right now. And let me say that, right? This dude, I think, is uncommitted, but there's so many studs out there in basketball, football, track, baseball, softball, soccer that are uncommitted. They're stars in their city. They're stars in their state. Everyone knows who they are. They're uncommitted. I told you before, I'll tell you again, being uncommitted doesn't mean anything. The school year's not done. It just started. So once it's time, trust me, you'll be committed. Don't worry about it at all. They're coming. They are coming and they will be coming. Yes, there are those people that already got committed. Let me say this, right? If you go look at the film of a lot of these people that are committed already, whatever sports are already playing, like say football, soccer, I think softball's getting down right now. Volleyball. If you go watch their film or watch what they're doing, a lot of them are playing like they already committed. They don't want to get hurt. They don't want to do the extra little bit to help the team because they're not worried about the team right now. They feel like they don't lock down what's good for them. And so a lot of them are playing safe. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them are playing like when you see guys in football in college and they know they're going in the draft. You see they don't play in bowl games. They start towards the end of the season, they start kind of backing off a little bit about everything they're doing because no one wants to take an injury, right? It's not that they don't want to be about team. It's that they're not looking out for themselves. And so, it's business. I get it, right? But that's what tends to happen. But then you get those uncommitted athletes that are still feel like they got a chip on their shoulder, doing the things they're doing like Cade. Again, the dude is phenomenal. If I had time, I'll run that back, right? But wait till you see Jay Sean. He's one of the Mayberry brothers, right? I told you guys a few weeks back I was going to put him on because his brother was on. It's their dad is a coach. It's one of those rare times that the father coaching didn't hurt the players, brought out the best in them, personality and everything else. That doesn't always happen, but this is the case here. But that's a Lone Peak thing. Lone Peak is up there building tradition. I swear they just beat Corner Canyon, who's the number one team up there. Corner Canyon beat, I think, Bishop Gorman or Mater Dei, one of them. You know what I'm saying? Like in football, Corner Canyon is that school, and I swear Lone Peak just beat them a couple weeks back. So they're building something up there with football, and Cade is a prime example. Again, he's a 5 gorilla. It just is what it is. I believe that hands down. That's from the big fella, Cade. That's from the big fella. Keep doing what you're doing, bro. Let's link up. Let's go. What we got after K? Oh, commercial. Bing. Welcome back. Welcome back. Again, y'all hear me talk about it every week. Following the Right Path. It's the latest book from your boy, the big fella. Goes through everything from youth sports all the way through. It's not sports specific. It's all sports. It's all the things that you should take into consideration to get where you're trying to go, to build a community and the things you're going to need along the way to be what you want to be. And have healthy relationships with that, with family, friends, everything else. Off topic, Packers, Super Bowl. Man, get out of here with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not an anti-Packer fan. You know what I'm saying? A long time ago, my uncle played for him. I'm not an anti-Packer guy, but no. Hell no. I mean, I don't want Kansas City winning again because I cannot stand to hear my mother. You know what I'm saying? I don't want that. But no, absolutely not. No. Hell no. No Packers in the Super Bowl. All right, man. Back to the book. Complete College Prospects is going to be doing essentially like a TED Talks, bringing in different authors, bringing in different coaches, trainers, and things like that. Starting mid to late October. I will definitely be in one of the prospect talks with my new book. I'll make sure to get everything on the show where you could get, it's all virtual. So you could get your tickets, get your spot, and pick the different ones you want to go to and see. I think everybody that they're going to bring in is going to be great. I think that you would be hurting yourself if you miss any of it. If you have suggestions for people, they're still taking them. You could go to CC Prospects 23 on X or ccprospects.com, send an email over there. But I think the Prospect Talks is going to be an amazing, amazing series. And I think you're going to get to hear from some really good coaches and athletes and like I said, recruiters and different things like that. And I just think it's going to be great. I'm happy to be doing my thing over there. And again, I'll let you know for sure when my date is. And it'll be on the book, Following the Right Path, Becoming a Complete College Prospect. Great book. Super reasonably priced, Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble, ebook, paperback. Yeah. All right, cool. All right. Here's the favorite that everybody loves and requests. But this is what we did different with it this week, right? We're about to do Hit World. It's been a few weeks since we had it up. It's early in the school season, back to school. We always normally do sports. This time it has a little sports, a little nonsense, because we know that as you kids go back to school, college, high school, elementary, junior high, you're going to go be stupid and do stupid things. And that's all right. You know what I'm saying? That's all right. We're not mad at it at all. But try not to get hurt. Here it goes. Hit world. Hey, that's Hit World. Again, welcome back to the school year. You guys go out there, be kids, have fun. It's short. It's a short-lived thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Hey, it's a short-lived thing. I think a lot of you guys end up trying to be adults too soon, not understanding that there's no do-overs. You don't get to go back. You get to be an adult forever. You know what I'm saying? Like literally when it starts, you get to do it to the day you die. You know what I'm saying? But being a kid is a short run. It's a super, super short run when it comes to your life. So enjoy it. That's why I want to do Hit World with a back to school twist on it with you guys just being kids, man. There were so many videos to choose from, just the different challenges and things that people ask their friends to do. And it's just fantastic. I love it. Yeah, she said no, which is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Hey, and it's that time too, right? He was asking her to prom, but we are slowly creeping. I know out here in Nevada, we're creeping up on homecoming. And there's going to be some no's happening around the city. California, Colorado, places like that. It's just that time of year. And again, it's just one of those school things. So I wanted to take it from sports one time and just put it on going back to school and the fun of being a kid and being in school and hanging out with your friends and not having a care in the world. I love it. Hit World. All right, let's go. All right, this next kid, right? Her name is Elena Flansburgh. I think I'm saying that right. But they call her Lynn. I didn't know that, so I watched her intro video that she sent, right? Sometimes you watch a person's film and you're like, I'm telling you that you're going to see what I'm saying. Sometimes you watch a person's film and you right away, you see an amazing athlete. I love what I've done with changing. I'm a toot my own horn on this one. I love what I've done with allowing the athletes to send in an intro, right? Because what you think you see in the athlete never tells you who the person is. When this young lady sent in her intro video, it made me smile and it made me laugh and it made me like her so much more, because then it was like I got a glimpse into the person, right? I got a glimpse into just in a short bio, I got a glimpse into who she is, what's important to her, what kind of life she comes from. She has a cat. She laughed about that. It was super cool, right? And so that's not going anywhere. If I ask an athlete to be on the show, I'm definitely going to make sure messages get out to them. I love the intros. I just do. And she quickly became one of, I think her clip is like 10 seconds. And quickly she became one of my favorite athletes that I've not met or spoken to personally. But just, you could just tell she loves life. You know what I'm saying? And then cap that off with, I'm going to talk about her as an athlete on the other side. But you'll see what I'm saying. This is Elena Lynn Flausberg.
Hi, JR. I am Elena Flansburg, class of 2026. I'm a shooting guard and small forward from a small town called Palouse, Washington, in eastern Washington. I am a two-time basketball All-League and All-League for volleyball, also MVP for volleyball, and I'm playing AAU with the Northwest Blazers.
Got me wide open, got a 45 on him, and he pushing about 102. Always smoking something, he ain't worried about nothing, cause he ain't got nothing to lose. I got a thing for the hard lick on ice, short days and long nights, Marlboros at the window, middle finger to the sky. Say you wanna get dangerous, now you speaking my language. I forgot what your name is, so I'ma call you mine. I'ma call you mine. Got me wide open, got a 45 on him, and he pushing about 102. Always smoking something, he ain't worried about nothing, cause he ain't got nothing to lose. I got a thing for the wild ones. I got a thing for the wild ones. It's like he does. I got a thing for the wild ones. I got a thing for the wild ones. They like me too.
Yeah, I'm attracted to things that are really crazy. Asking me how I've been feeling lately. Coming from mine, that is the would die.
Hey, see what I'm saying? Like, her personality is just, she got the huge tractor. I can't tell if it's a tractor, a monster truck, whatever it is. I love it. You just got a feel for who she is, right? And then you turn around and you turn it, like, I wish I had her volleyball film, because apparently she's amazing at that too. You turn around and you see that in basketball, when it comes to the three, Caitlin all day. You know what I'm saying? That's the vibe all day. It's not even a question. She is, as an athlete, when it comes to basketball, I cannot comment on volleyball because I didn't see the film. But she is, I want to make sure I don't miss anything I had to say about her. So what I liked is she's willing to play physical with finesse, right? So she's not in there trying to bully you. She's not in there. She's not going to do that, right? When you watch, when she goes to the hole, she's willing to put her body on you, but she's also going to stay with nice footwork, getting to the rim, things like that. When it comes to her defensively, she's in constant readiness. So if you watch the steals and her movement, like, she's not stationary, just waiting on the ball to come to her, waiting on the ball carrier to bring the ball. I mean, the point guard to bring the ball to her. She's in there. She's in the mix the entire time, right? And that's why she's making the steals that she's making. She's making the block. She's in there. I could have put up, there's probably another 10 clips of her just swatting girl stuff all over the court, right? Just pop, pop, pop all day, right? I love that her video, if you notice today, all of them, their video has started to be a lot better as far as they show all the facets of their game, all the facets of the things that they're capable of doing. Hers is great. You got the steals, you got the threes, you got the driving to the hole. You got her blocking shots, like aggressively blocking shots. If you really paid attention, you can see that 3-point line, she wasn't shooting at the high school 3-point line. You know what I'm saying? She was coming deep, you know, and I love it. So I really like her. I really like her film. You already know, I could have said it up front. Y'all could tell how I'm talking. She's 5 gorillas all day. Lynn, love it. Hi to you too. Appreciate you shouting me out in the video. Yeah, man, you 5 gorillas all day. Get me your volleyball film. You know what I'm saying? Let me link up and get your volleyball film, because if it's as amazing as your basketball film, you're coming right back on the show, probably next week. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure that we are putting up everything about you. Her GPA is nice. You saw her personality. You saw her ability. Size-wise, she fits the bill. You know what I'm saying? She passed the eye test. And so skill-wise, she passed the eye test. I just like everything. I don't know what's going on up there in Washington. I don't know a lot about Washington. I don't know where her town is, but she said it was small herself. So I'm going to assume that it's really small. I thought it snowed a lot up there, so I didn't know that they actually had like tractors and things. But yeah, love it, love it, love it. Five Gorillas all day. Appreciate having you on the show. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. We did Lynn. Next commercial. Boom.
What we're living in, let me tell ya. Well, it's a world that man can eat at all. When things are big that should be small. Who can tell what magic spells we'll be doing for us? And I'm giving up my love to this world, only to be told I can't see, I can't breathe, no, my will will be. And nothing's gonna change the way we live, 'cause we can always take but never give. For the world, see, wow, it's a crazy world we're living in, and I just can't see that half of us immersed in sin.
Welcome back. The next one we're gonna have up is Peyton Stewart. Peyton's man for a catcher, third baseman. She's super agile. She's heavy at bat. Like her at bat is nice. Her ability to throw the ball from third on the double play or from third to first, her ability to go from the plate to second, third, or first, the velocity of the ball, how fast it gets there for the out. Her ability to come out of the catcher stance for pop-ups. She's just nice. But, let's see the video. Bop, this is going to be Peyton.
My name's Peyton Stewart, and I'm a 2026 catcher third baseman that's always had a dream of playing college softball. My freshman year, my Bryant High School team and I were 6A state champs and conference champions last year. I'm super excited to be playing for Benton High School this year, and my travel ball team is Apex 08 National, coached by former Arkansas Razorback player Autumn Busick.
Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. He waves been faking me out. Can't make you happier now. Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. He waves been faking me out. Can't make you happier now. Usually I put something on TV, so we never think about you and me. But today I see our reflections clearly in Hollywood, laying on the screen. You just need a better life than this. You need something I can never give. Fake water all across the road. It's gone now the night is come, but sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. He waves been faking me out. Can't make you happier now. You can't fight it.
Yo, and I didn't want to say nothing to the film show. That squat with the 245, Peyton, great job. You know what I'm saying? I know some guys who complain when they get to 225. You know what I'm saying? In high school, and we're not talking about like freshmen. I know some seniors who ain't pushing the 245. They like to say it's heavy on their back, things like that. I love it. Keep doing what you're doing. Yeah, man. I know I keep saying it. Next week, for sure, I'm going to make sure we have an interview, and I'm going to make sure it's with at least one of the athletes that have been on over the last month. I did try to get Hayden on out of Texas, but he works. That's what you don't know about some of these kids, right? Some of these athletes. They are not only doing their sport, they're not only being in class every day, then getting out and doing their practices. A lot of these athletes work. like work a lot of hours. I know a young lady, she dates my son. She plays sports, great basketball player. She's been varsity for 3 years. I don't know if she's going to play varsity this year. She's trying to make moves. She might not. But she definitely has the ability to go to college for basketball. She just that's not her thing like that anymore. She's playing flag football. I'm sure she's going to be great at that. She's athletic. She goes to work 5 to 10 a lot of nights. So go to school, go to practice, go to work 5 to 10. Get up, recycle. You know what I'm saying? Do it again. She's not unique. The kid Hayden, like I say, practice all week, go to school all week, and said that he's pulling like 12-hour days on the weekends. If he don't have games or things that interfere, he's pulling 12-hour days, making money when he can. I know a young man that plays football that did all summer practice and went and worked construction all day outside of practice in Vegas sun. You know what I'm saying? And still just to put money in his pocket for the school year, to get ready to do the things he's doing. These kids are amazing. You know what I'm saying? These kids today, I know they get a lot of flack for being, having the attention span of a goldfish. And I'm not going to say that that's not the case. Like, that's true. That's facts. Like, you guys don't pay attention for long, and that's okay. But when it comes to working your ass off, you guys do that. I can't say, I knew a lot of kids when I was in high school that had jobs, worked, and things like that. But not quite like you guys do. You guys are a throwback to my grandparents' generation, things like that, man. You guys are exceptional. So I want to make sure we're giving y'all credit for that, because I know a lot of you guys, like a lot of athletes that work jobs, go to school, try to find time to have a social life. And you're not doing these things and have a 2.2, 2.3. You guys are doing these things and have 4.0 or above GPAs, three twos, 3 4s, 3 5s and above GPAs. So you guys are like, you're not slacking in any area. So I don't care that you like playing video games. I don't care that you like to hang out with your friends or your attention span is short, because your attention span is correct when you need it to be. And so I just thought I'd throw that out there, because, I'm always here to give credit where credit is due. So, but yeah, I'm going to make sure I get one of these athletes on the show next week, so we could get a, real interview with them, and really let them, give you a chance to meet them. I think it's worth it. I wouldn't have them on the show if it wasn't. So I'll figure out one of the athletes that I've had on over the last 4 weeks. If you're trying to get on the show, CC Prospects 23 at X, pretty much your only shot outside of reaching out to the show. Who's Up Next Show at Gmail, who's up next show.com. But really, X, CC Prospects 23, it's going to go out that, anybody interested, there you go. Because outside of that, it's normally pushing like a lot of CCP's athletes, and make sure that their exposure is right. That's the majority of my week, is doing things like that. So definitely want to make sure that we're opening it up to get some other athletes in. So CC Prospects 23 at X, that could get you on the show. Obviously, you got to send your stuff in, and then it'll get to me, and I'll go take a look, see what we do. This next athlete, he's a special kid. Like I said, it's a special family as a whole. It's Jay Sean Mayberry, wide receiver. His brother's one of the best DBs in the country, goes to Long Peak High School. Jay Sean's following in his footsteps at the wide receiver position. The kids' routes are super water, man, right? Like when I say water, it's the fluidity of it. Sometimes you see a guy run a route and there's a lot of jerky movements to it, that the court, every now and again, it throws the QB off. Is he really about to break out in the top of his route, or is he making a secondary move? Things like that, right? With Jay Sean, is such a fluid movement that as a QB, you can tell when he's at the top of his route and he wants the ball. And the thing that I like about him, Every wide receiver I teach, every QB I've taught, I always tell a QB, when you see a guy stick at the top of his route, let the ball go. If you let the ball go, it should match up with him taking 1-2 steps, hands up, ball in his hands. He's off to the races, right? With receivers, the hardest thing I've found is to teach them, as soon as you break out the top of your route, hands up. Hands up, ball should be there, because they've played with quarterbacks where they're going to take, when they come out the top of their route, it's going to be 7-8 steps before they ever get the ball, which is not going to be successful at the college level or the pro level, but whatever, right? For high school and below, that's what they tend to do, not Jay Sean. When I watch this film, as soon as he comes out the top of his route, his hands are up, his head is around on the swivel, and he's ready for the ball, and his quarterback knows it. The other thing I love is that he doesn't wait for the ball to drop into the pocket on an over-the-shoulder pass. He high points balls. Listen, if you're a receiver out there and you like to let it drop in without high pointing the ball, you want to wait for the action to happen, I do not like the way you play this game. High point the ball, go get the ball. The faster it's in your hand, the more secure it is, the more locked down it is for you to gain that yardage and for your team to be where it's at. When you guys wait for it to drop into the pocket, drop into your hands in a bucket, one, that's a less reliable catch. It's, saying you have a better opportunity to drop the ball. Two, the defender, if he plays smart, has a better opportunity to knock it out your damn hands. Three, most of you just don't do it well, but if you high point the ball, it's just a better scenario, and Jay Sean does all of that. So I really like this kid. I love his brother. Their father was featured in Tropia magazine, I think in August. Lone Peak, man, we got to do something for Lone Peak, because Lone Peak seemed to be doing really good, man. Like I said, there was a kid that I trained that went to Long Peak as well. Amazing athlete. Again, I tell you guys, it's all about luck. Took a shoulder injury, changed positions, having a fantastic senior year, takes a knee injury, and it's over. No more football for the kid. Now he's going to college. He's going to be an engineer. Don't worry, the kid's great. His family's great. But again, luck of the draw. It's the luck of the draw. It's the luck of the draw. It's the luck of the draw. But Jay Sean, I'm gonna let y'all judge. Boom.
My name is Deshaun Mayberry, class of 2026, wide receiver out of Lone Peak High School in Utah.
Put you in the worst mood, P1 cleaner than your church shoes, really point to just to hurt you, all red lamb just to tease you, none of these toys on lease to, made your whole year in a week too, main bitch out of your league too, side bitch out of your league too, house so empty, need a centerpiece, 20 racks a table come from ebony, cut that ivory into skinny pieces, then she clean up with her face, but I love my baby. Money need a hearing aid. You talking about me, I don't see a shade. Switch up my style, I take any lane. Switch up my car if I kill any pain. Look what you done. I'm a motherfucking star boy. Look what you done. I'm a motherfucking star boy. Every day a nigga try to test me, every day a nigga try to end me, pull off in that roadster SV, pockets overweight and hefty.
Jay Sean Mayberry. I mean, look, that first catch, if you watch high school football, you'll notice that a lot of the receivers tend to turn around and catch the ball. That's because they don't trust catching it over their shoulder, right? So they turn around and catch the ball. That first catch, if he had done that, it would have been dead right there, because he'd have stumbled and fell. But because he did it by catching it, high pointing the ball, catching it over the shoulder, he was able to stumble, keep his feet, touchdown. I yell at athletes about this all day, every day. It's insane, and they don't get it. they feel like if they see the ball, then they can catch the ball. But then that means you don't have as much skill. You haven't perfected working on your craft. And if you don't have confidence in yourself, then what quarterback can have confidence in you? It's that simple. It doesn't get any simpler than that. It ain't like I have to say it. You already know how I feel about the whole Mayberry clan, right? The Mayberry factory is producing nothing but 5 gorillas. That's just facts. I don't choose whether they're going to be like, I don't choose kids to be on the show because they're going to be 5 gorilla, 4 gorilla, 3 gorilla, 2 gorilla. I don't do that, right? I see the film. If the kid is great, they're coming on the show, right? No, hey, he's a straight dog. He's a straight dog. That's all day. He's a straight dog. That like it is. You're already going to see his brother, right? So his brother is a year ahead. You're already going to see him on Saturdays. That's a fact. You're definitely going to see Jay Sean on Saturdays. You're definitely going to see him on Saturdays. You should definitely become a fan. Like I said, you should look into them as a family because of what they do. I really appreciate Valor 7-on-7 for linking me up with Cade. The Mayberry brothers have been rated on Complete College Prospect for this going on the second year. They're just great athletes, but they're more than that. They're great people, and I'm not the only one to notice that. Complete College Prospect's not the only one to notice that. You guys saw the ad that was done for them when they got when they were. I forgot what they got nominated for and won, but the company that came up and did the whole commercial, I put that on the show. They're just exceptional young men, and that's a lot of credit to the parents. A lot of credit to the community. A lot of credit to what's going on over there at Lone Peak. A lot of credit to the coaching staff. It takes more than just parents to make a great athlete. It takes more than just coaches to make a great athlete. I growing up, I truly always believed that it took a village to just raise a kid. I used to get my butt whooped by neighbors that knew my parents when my parents were kids. You know what I'm saying? Like they knew my grandparents. They went to school with my grandparents. I always believed that it took a village. I wasn't sure about that in sports, but it does. That's why I like to make sure I'm looking at the athlete, the parents, the school, the coaches, the community, because without it, you just don't get a complete product. You show me an athlete that's an amazing athlete, but doesn't have a good home life, whether it's single parent, 2 parents, that's all irrelevant, but then doesn't have community, I'll show you an athlete that's going to get in trouble one day, or an athlete that's going to fall apart when times get tough. But if you show me an athlete that's just an okay athlete, but they have community, they have friends, they have teachers that care about them, they have coaches that care about them. Me and my brother could never have survived or done, made it to where we made it to without coaches. There were coaches that brought us groceries at home because they knew we were at home alone with no food in the refrigerator. And without those coaches, like we could never become the men that we became. That's just facts. That's community. Those coaches still have families. Growing up where I grew up, when I was 15, I was shot. My mother was a truck driver. It was my basketball coach and Miss Lucas, a lady at the rec center, who saw me fall in an alley, picked me up, took me to the hospital, took care of me. It was like another 4 months before my mom came home. Stitches was out and everything. You know what I'm saying? It takes a community, to keep a kid from growing up bitter, right? Or growing up jaded to society. I'm very to myself, right? My circle's small, but my circle is solid. And it's solid because what I do understand is you can't do it by yourself. And that's it. I'm always thankful for all the different views that my son gets from different people. That's why I'm always thankful for the really good coaches he has. That's why I always say I could send him to the best school with the best program, but I might not get the best coach / psychiatrist / father figure / friend / role model that coaches are supposed to be. But everything I heard about Jay Sean and Jaden's dad says that that's exactly the kind of coach that he is. And so there's not a lot of them. There really isn't. There sadly, there's a lot of people that volunteer their time, but they don't actually understand everything that it takes to be that village. But it's not just coaches. I know athletic directors that are fantastic. I know teachers that take kids on like they're their kids, look out for them all day. Security guards at the schools that do the same thing. Other parents, you know what I'm saying? Other parents that take on the responsibility. I know a parent that from the first day I met the man, I trained his son, and he heard that another kid couldn't afford to participate in an event, came to me behind the scenes, was like, here, I want to pay for this kid. Don't say anything to him. It takes a village. It absolutely takes a village. And so I kudos to the Mayberry clan. I'm a full supporter of everything you do. I know Complete College Prospect is a supporter of everything you do. And I know that there's more stories like that out there. And I'm always open to you telling me, and I'll put it on the show. Always. I know Complete College Prospect, same thing. But it takes a village. Don't try to do it by yourself. It takes a village. I wanted to bring up, so I was talking to somebody about a youth sport. It's a quarterback, first year playing football, quits because he gets hit. This family, this isn't the first place they've been where this has happened. Quarterback, little, gets smacked up, quits, and then quits in the middle of the game, comes back, wants to play, probably quit in the middle of the game again, and whatever. I'm not a fan of, look, I think that everybody should try every sport. You should find out what you're good at, what you're not good at, what you like, what you don't like. With football, I figured out that I don't like to be hit, but I absolutely love hitting people. That made it easy. Defensive side of the ball. It's that simple, right? But this kid's dad decided to go get certified as a coach and then become a coach. Now he's going to be on the sideline babying his son who quit on the team, which means now the rest of the players can't depend on this guy, but he's going to still be there because his dad is a coach. That's nonsense. Sometimes I've sat my own son before. I started somebody else over my son before. I knew my son was equal to the kid, but I still started. One, I wanted to teach my kid a lesson to overcome things. And I wanted to make sure people didn't feel like I was showing favoritism. And sure enough, the other kid faltered the very first game. And then my son took over for the rest of that, right? But this dad is going to baby his kid and make excuses for his kid, and it's nonsense. If your kid doesn't want to play football, if he's scared to play football, you should definitely put him in something else because there's a good chance he's going to end up injured. Good chance. That's all I'm saying. I think that part is crazy. But I do think everybody should try everything. I mean it. My parents weren't great, but they did the best they could. But they still made sure we played. Hell, we lived in Arizona and played hockey. I mean, it was floor hockey, but we still played hockey. We played soccer. We played baseball. We played football. We swam. Like, we did everything. And then finally, when we picked sports that we thought we were really good at, my mom was like, ballet is where it's at. A coach recommended it. We fought it. She did it. But me and my brother's footwork is phenomenal. For our size, our speed, our footwork is second to none. You know what I'm saying? Even at my age, I'll put my speed and my agility up against a young dude in a heartbeat. plenty of times I've been training and had a young athlete like, oh, coach, I could do this. Okay, cool. Let's go on ahead and do that. You know what I'm saying? You should try everything. Nonsense for sure. Absolutely. But you should get your kid in everything, give them a shot at everything, figure out what they're good at. Play chess. I don't care. I love chess, right? I think everybody should learn to play chess. Everything. Give it a shot at everything. There's a lot of guys that end up going to school for cheerleading. I love it. There's a lot of girls that end up getting scholarships for football and other things. I love it. I believe that you should go out and find whatever your lot in life is and the thing that you're going to be good at, and I'll rock with you no matter what it is. You know what I'm saying? Again, if you're good at it and you know and you can do the thing, I'll put you on the show. I do not care. I'll put a band on. Now that I appreciate band, I would put band on the show, because now that I know more about it, I actually can see when there's bad bands. Sorry. But I appreciate the really good ones. I appreciate everything it takes to put that thing together. Robotics, I'll throw that on the show. I don't care. Dance, I'm gonna put that up there. Wrestling, I'm gonna put that up there. What is a sport that I just absolutely would not put up there? Nope. Ping pong. I'm still rocking with y'all. I don't even understand how y'all do what you do. I wouldn't put pool up here. Bowling, I would put up here. You know what I'm saying? But I rock with you. If you're an athlete and you do what you do, and I consider you all athletes, if you spend time every day training to do what you do, you're an athlete. The guy that does 2 Rubik's Cubes with one hand and then he's an athlete, because I couldn't do that. Hell, I can't solve 1 Rubik's Cube, let alone do it in a couple of seconds with 2 hands. So I consider that guy or girl an athlete as well. The esports, it's a sport. It's a thing. Cornhole, I'm rocking with. Look, I'm rocking with. I'm not gonna lie. When I saw it on ESPN, I was like, I don't know what the hell is going on with the world professional cornhole. I thought it was a slap in the face of all of us that are professional athletes that have put in the work and did what we had to do. Not anymore. I suck at the game. So and you would figure as an athlete that I would be good at the game, but apparently the couple times I've played it, I can't actually hit the damn board. Like I can't. It seems like it would be simple that you just throw the bag, it's going to hit the board, it's going to slide in the hole, but you got to actually get on the board first, and I'm just not good at it. So I'm going to say that cornhole counts as athletes, period. There you go. You heard it here, man. Cornhole, it takes talent. It takes talent. It just does, and hard work. You know what I'm saying? So those people that are playing cornhole, shout out to you. I'll throw you on here too. Make it exciting. You know what I'm saying? Put on some, make your uniform nice or whatever you got to do. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Whatever to make it exciting. Put some close-up video, something that's going to make me be like, oh, wow, I'll throw it on here for sure. Cornhole, you in there. Professional tag. Look, I can't even discuss professional tag because I don't understand how people aren't getting choked out in professional tag. And I'm going to go with that too. Amazing. Watch that on ESPN too. I'm all about it for sure. Horseshoe, I'm going to draw the line at horseshoe. Horseshoe is not a sport. Horseshoe is for retirement people. I can't do horseshoe. I can't put horseshoe on the show. I'll put what the hell is it called? It's in the Olympics. You know what I'm saying? They slide the bell, and then it's got to go down and like knock the little things out. It gets put in this plate in like the little in the little circle. Cannot think of it. Curling. Curling would be in here. Absolutely. I'll put curling on this goddamn show in a heartbeat. Let's see. Julian threw a hole in one during the camping trip. His team won because of it. Cornhole. Yo, I'll rock with it. Again, cornhole, that's it. Horseshoe, that's out. Horseshoe out. Bocce ball, I'm throwing it in here. Handball, I'm throwing it in here. Breakdancing, obviously I'm not throwing breakdancing in here, even though I consider y'all athletes, because we can't have some lady doing nonsense on the show. So I would not put breakdancing in here for fear of us getting, I don't remember what her name was, but we ain't gonna have that on the show. So outside of that, it's in there. So if you know an athlete that deserves it, hit me up. I'll get them on the show. If you know, remember, I'm gonna check them out as a person. I'm gonna check them out as a student, whether that's college, high school, whatever, youth. I'm always up for the youth athletes. But I wanted to talk about that and put that out there. Again, you know how I go, man. I love you guys. I love everything that you do. I love doing this every Sunday. I love putting kids on the map. I love working under the CCP umbrella. Man, you know what? On a day like this, I could toot my own horn. I actually love being the big fella, man. Oh, I went out to a game, went to watch Legacy versus Sierra Vista out here. Crazy game to start the first half. Everything turned out right. Legacy ended up taking the dub. I'm going to make sure I get out to some more games, football, soccer, basketball out here in the Valley. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the game. I enjoyed the atmosphere, not being on one side or the other. But just being there and watching all the athletes from both teams. I swear Sierra Vista, their quarterback's tiny little fella, senior, but he was still throwing that thing. I was impressed, with everything that I saw out there. Legacy, they got Dom over there. He's a monster. I don't remember who he's committed to, wide receiver and DB. But it was a great game. I can't wait to, like I say, get out and see some other sports. I'm going to get out and catch some girls flag. I've never been to it, so I want to check that out. But I'm going to make sure I get some video, put it on the show so that I can share all of that with you guys. Check out a few more restaurants, things like that, like Frank and Sons pizza that I had on the other day. And I'm going to get some everyday people on the show. I don't just want to talk to athletes and parents. I just want to talk to people that love doing what they do and want to be on the show that are surrounding youth athletes in some form or fashion. But I want to get them on the show too. But again, I love it. I love being here. I love having you guys on the show. I love talking to everybody that goes on YouTube and puts in their comments. I couldn't imagine doing anything else or being anywhere else. And I will see you guys next week. Big fellas out.
Wait a minute, get it how you live it. 10 toes in when we standing on business. I'm a big stepper, underground methods. Top-notch hoes, get the most, not the lizard. Straight terror, product of your errors. Pushing culture, baby, got that product